Welcome to the Innovation World podcast, your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.
Thank you for joining us for the Innovation World podcast series. My name is Julie Shively. I'm the founder of Innovation World and the co-founder of the Global Innovation Field Trip. Joining me today is our co-host, Jake Mendelson. Jake, would you like to say hello?
Yes. Hello, Jake. How are you?
And Jake comes from a wide variety of places, but one that we help support is the inventfuture.global program, which is a fantastic collaboration of innovative programs around the world that get together and help support and inspire youth innovation. And I think we have just a couple updates this morning before we get started with our fabulous guest. I want to let everyone know that today we are kicking off the National Innovator Challenge, which is a US-based innovation program for K-12 students. And we're accepting applications or entries for apps, ideas, or prototypes. And we'll accept those registrations all the way through May 31st. And then we will judge all of June and have our final celebration and recognition ceremony on Saturday, July 2nd. And we're excited to see what comes in this year. This will be year 3 of this program. And just to let you know, the top innovators of the US National Innovator Challenge move up to the Global Innovation Challenge, which is hosted by inventfuture.global. So, and the other reminder I think we want to do today is to sign up for the Global Innovation Field Trip. It takes place April 23rd and 24th. It is a 24-hour online multi-country celebration of youth innovation. And we invite young inventors and programs who support and inspire innovation to have a 10-minute or a 25-minute spot where they can share the good work that they've done and are doing and ask for the help they need. Did I miss anything, Jake?
No, just 2 quick things. First of all, the Global Innovation Field Trip that's occurring in April is filling up really fast. We are, every time we have done this, we've done it 8 times before, and every time we've done it, it has filled up faster. And this time it is over 2/3 full already. So if you have any interest in giving a presentation, please go to the website and register. It is absolutely free. And we'd love to see what innovation and creativity people are creating around the world, young people are creating around the world. So please do that.
Yeah, and so that program is live streamed for the 24-hour period over YouTube. And then when the event is finished, we splice up all those different interviews, brand them, and we put them up on the Innovation World website under the Global Innovation Field Trip or the gift menu option. You can go to watch presenters and you can see every presenter that we've had for the last 21 months, and there's been a lot of them. So it's a great place to find your inspiration for the day. Another thing I wanted to bring up really quick, Jake, and maybe you can talk about it. We have another challenge going on, and this one's for the whole world. It's a global challenge for students 9 through 18.
Yes.
Is it officially called the Education Challenge, or is there more to the name?
It's based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which is quality education for all. And in this program, students from around the world are going to get together in teams to create their ideal education system. I'm a school teacher, and I've been to plenty of education conferences where there have been educational experts, some adults with a PhD, talking about education and what it should be in the future. And I thought the real people who know about school and education are the students. So this is a chance for the students to give a talk and design together what they think education should be in their future.
That's great. And so any one of these challenges or competitions we're talking about, you can find them on our homepage of our website at innovationworld.org. So go take a look, and we'll remind you about these at the end of our podcast. Now, I would love to introduce you to our wonderful, brilliant guest, Prasiddhi Singh. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, and kind of what you've been doing lately? It's been a lot.
So I'm Prasiddhi. As you mentioned, I'm 9 years old. I study in 4th grade. I'm from India. And so actually, I'm on an aim. I have a mission to plant 1 lakh trees by the end of the year 2022. Until now, I've planted 30,000 plus trees and created 21 fruit forests and native tree intensive forests. So I'm the founder of Prasiddhi Forest Foundation. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm the youngest fruit forest creator of India by India Book of Records. I'm also recognized as the Prime Minister National Child Award, which is the highest civilian honor under 18 in India. And I'm also one of the top 100 Global Child Prodigies 2022. So I'm very glad to be on this platform and share the thoughts with all of you about my initiative, because at Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, I have 2 missions. The first mission is to keep planting trees until it becomes our culture. And the second mission is to bring people together and keep spreading awareness until it gets translated in our literature. And today I want to spread awareness and tell people about how they can make an impact.
That sounds wonderful. So tell us, how can we make an impact?
Okay. Yeah, well, I've been connecting with several people, and I saw that there are actually people who want to do something for the planet, who want to support the planet or start their own sustainable journey, but they don't know how to do that. They're moreover ignorant. And that's why I connect with people. And I think the best thing is to believe in our small efforts, because I think that small steps might be small for us, but soon we'll see the ripple, and we might not know, but the chain of change will actually take place. So we should start by small sustainable steps, by taking action, or maybe planting a single tree, nurturing it, then planting more seeds, and then start to inspire others as well.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love this whole idea, and I personally love trees. I am heartbroken when somebody cuts down a tree. Especially if it's not a dead tree. A dead tree is okay, but not a live tree. And I've thought about planting or raising a lot of trees and giving them away. So when you have these trees that you want to plant, where are you finding the land and the permissions to plant them? Or tell me how you do that. How you can't just go sneak up on someone's yard and plant a tree, right?
There are people who want me to actually go there and plant the trees for them, and I do that, of course. But when it has to be a mass plantation, so basically it's very difficult because we are in this concrete jungle, and to find a proper piece of land which has the proper soil nutrients, because every tree needs its own type of atmosphere, own type of connection with the soil, the air, the sun, the water facilities. So what I usually do is I find a land where there is proper soil, and if there is not proper soil, we need to change it a little bit. Then I see about if there are some native trees that could be planted in the soil, because native trees survive for longer and they have a better growth. And I plant a mixed variety of trees over there. But the catch over here is the trick over here, the forest connection which I create over here is creating a real forest ecosystem. What I mean by this is I plant dense, intensive, and diverse native variety. So this is my Prasiddhi micro forest style, where I plant all the trees very close to each other, and they are all native trees. Now, the reason why I plant them dense is they do not need much space. And unlike creating those perfectly manicured and beautiful looking lawns or gardens, which are full of ornamental, exorbitant hybrid trees, which might look beautiful, which might grow faster, but I don't think are fit for purpose. I create those messy native microforests, which have much higher survival rate, low maintenance, and the ability to bring back the ecological balance. Because I think that where more lives will thrive, that's what a forest is based on a dynamic symbiosis of trees, the network of fungi, and all the other animals and birds, which make it complex but impactful. And it's moreover about like for living beings and for the biodiversity to thrive over there. And biodiversity in trees, they need two things. One is place to stay, and another is food to eat. And in this, I provide them safe habitats to stay with the trees and shade-given trees, and I plant fruit trees for fresh fruits to eat.
Very good. Prasiddhi, this is very impressive. Are you doing this by yourself, or are there a group of people helping you? What's your organization look like?
So actually, I started by myself. Moreover, when I did my first plantation, I still remember, I actually got funds for that by selling paper pencils, bookmarks, grow kits, connecting with people, convincing them. So actually how I ended up starting Prasiddhi Forest Foundation was in 2016 when Vada cyclone came. It really struck in my mind in Tamil Nadu, India's place, in the southern part. I felt very bad because I've always had a connection with nature. I had an unconditional bond with nature. To be specific, trees, bees, and seeds. Because trees taught me never to give up. Because whenever we cut the tree down, it again tries to grow up. Or bees taught me how to collaborate. Because when the bee pollinates the flower and the flower gives nectar to the bee, they collaborate with one another. Seas taught me how to celebrate because either it is low tide or high tide. They're always celebrating and enjoying with their waves. This made me connect with nature. But when this happened in 2016, trees were getting uprooted, road was flooded, and I felt that these tree friends do so much for me. I can't do anything for them. They are suffering so bad right now. I said, I just can't sit and cry over here and say, hey, why isn't anything happening? The trees will not get replanted from the air. I have to do something. So I started participating in several plantation drives, which happened at that time to restore the trees. And then, so for 2 good years, I was 4 years old when this happened. And from the age of 4 to 6, I kept participating in several plantation drives. And at the age of 6, I launched Prasiddhi Forest Foundation with the aim to plant 1 lakh trees. Now, when I launched this, I had so many questions in my mind. Where will I plant? What will I plant? What will it support me? So I decided I'll plant in government schools. My first target was because over there, I'll plant the trees, the students can take care, as well as the students will also get to learn about the environment. Because when you there's a tree planted and you go and water it, it's a different thing. You just do it because your principal or your teacher told you to do that. Or maybe your parent. But when you plant the tree from your hand and you get that opportunity to nurture that tree from a sapling to a tree, it's a wonderful moment, a wonderful experience which I wanted students to know about, just like me. And imagine a 6-year-old girl going in front of the headmaster of that government school and saying, hey, I want land to plant trees. I want land to plant native trees to support biodiversity. The person was like, is this girl crazy? Why should I give land to this girl? And such a small girl, and that too to plant native trees, I should plant maybe teak wood, sandalwood, redwood for my income. Why native fruit trees? But here the key was I convinced myself, I answered my questions, and I believed that I can do this. So when I went to the headmaster, I was able to answer his questions as well because I believed I can do this, and I made him believe that I can do this. And then I was able to create my first forest over there. That's how I actually started. And then when I did more forest in government schools, trust lands, corporates, wherever I got a land, I always told those people to join my eco army. And now I have an eco army of 16,000 plus people who believe that their actions can really create an impact.
Wow, wow. Where do you get the saplings from? You talked about planting a sapling. Where do they come from?
They don't come from anywhere. Those are created by me. So what I do is with my eco army of like-minded children. So actually when I started, I would always roll in the sand, put pebbles in my pocket, me totally muddy. My friend would be like, what is she doing? But when I started this, they understood me and they also joined me. So together I'd go door to door to collect seeds from people, and I'd say that, hey, next Saturday I'll come, just eat those fruit seeds, dry them and give it to me and I'll plant them. So I first created a community nursery with all the like-minded people, all the like-minded students. Then I created one in my school, and then I created a nursery where I collected the seeds, and in collaboration with the farmers, I hired them, I provided them all the facilities because they also wanted to do something and needed something. So I did that, and together I give the seeds and we nurture them and make it big and then plant them in the forests.
Wow, that's very impressive. I'm sorry, Julie, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, that's okay.
So, Prasiddhi, I have a question. Are you interested in spreading this around the world, this activity?
Definitely. Anyone, anywhere has land, tell me, and I'd love to do a plantation over there. Just tell me.
Because I'm just saying, because this is this podcast, and then your gift presentation will be watched by students all over the world. And so if they went to your website, could they contact you and you could help them explain how they could do in their own country what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. So I'll probably share the link with maybe Julie Auntie, and I'll just mention it. So you can go on my website, www.prasiddhiforest.org, and you can also connect me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the handle of Prasiddhi.official, and otherwise Prasiddhi Forest Foundation.
Yes, before when we close the show, I'll have you give me all those links and I'll include them in the podcast description, and then people will be able to get to those links too.
Definitely. I want people to join me, and that's why I'm doing this. So I'll definitely share the links.
So
you can contact me over there.
If you have somebody from a different region or country that reaches out to you and wants to do the same thing, are you studying then what those trees indigenous to their area are, or are they doing that? Are you giving them an assignment to figure out what trees already grow in your area best and these are the ones you want to plant, or how does that work?
So basically they have to tell me prior, of course, and then accordingly. So see, in different forests, I've had different stories, different journeys, because every forest there was a different challenge. Over here I knew maybe somewhere else there was a different land. So that will definitely happen when I do it with someone new also. So over there, what I have to do is I have a process which I have created, moreover, which I told you about of this. But if it will be out of the world, you have to give me a little while. Sorry, out of India, not out of the world in space. Definitely, if opportunity comes, I'll plant in space also. But first I want to do in Earth. So you just have to tell me about it, and accordingly I'll arrange it. Definitely you have to tell me about that, because right now I'm doing it over here and nothing is impossible. That's what I believe. For Mother Earth, I'm ready to do everything. So you can connect me and I discuss with my team, and from there I can do the arrangements accordingly.
Very impressive, very impressive. Are you also looking for sponsors, people to help you, give money to help this program? Is that something that if they couldn't plant a tree, can they help you in other ways?
So there are different ways of how you can help me, being an individual or be it you are a corporate. The first thing, if you're an individual, you can follow me on all my platforms where you will keep getting different tips and how you can be sustainably conscious. And second of all, you can go to my website. There is this new feature which I have created where you can plant a tree, and online you can do that. You can contact me as well. So on behalf of you, I'll give you a tree certificate and plant a tree. And one more thing which you can do is when you connect with me and you think that there is somewhere where I could spread the word or connect with people and tell them about it, you can contact me and I'd love to do something over there. And the best thing which you can do is you can take the G3 Eco Kit. So basically, I have a curriculum called G3 Eco Curriculum, which comprises of 3 Gs. The first G is generate your own oxygen. The second one is grow your own food. And the third one is gift the community. So this is a sustainable ecosystem which I have created, where this is totally zero waste. You don't have to depend on anyone. So for the first, I have 2 elements in this. One is connect with me sessions, workshops, and awareness programs. Another one is a G3 Eco Kit, where I provide you for the first these seed balls. So you can just take these seed balls and throw them in a protected land. So for example, you're going in the car, you see a nice land and you don't think anyone will harm it. You can just throw it over there and it will grow. So this is my G3 Eco Kit.
Oh, wow.
And this is just a second, okay? I just quickly unwrap it. These are my seed balls. So I provide usually high generating oxygen seed balls which can grow in usual regions. So like neem, tulsi, which are small or some are big, and they'll grow fast and they'll give they're high generating plants. So this will be very helpful for you. The next one which I give is a grow kit, kitchen garden grow kit set. So for the second G, grow your own food, where I provide 2 metal pots, okay, and I provide a garden tool, so which you can this is quite fun, so which you can maintain it. But first you have to plant them in these 2 germination pots. So usually I give green chili and tomato. You can plant them first and you can take good care of them, because still they don't grow into a shoot. They need to be in this natural ecosystem and you can give special attention to them. Later on, if you have land, what you can do is you can directly plant it in the land. Don't remove it from this, because this is made of coconut fiber, so it's sustainable and you can directly plant it. It will become a compost. If you don't have land, you can put it inside the metal pot. So I even provide cocoa pit for that, or you can take your natural soil which you have. And these are the seeds. And the third G, which is a creative G and the most and a very important one, is gift to community. So in this, what I have done is, now for a proper ecosystem, for a proper lifestyle, you need something to eat and you need oxygen to live. But you need a very important community, because I've seen several people say, why do we need a good community? The reason is, when the community is happy, the atmosphere is nice, you automatically become positive. And in your lows and highs, they keep motivating you to do something, or they keep teaching you to create an impact. So in this, what I've done is I teach that nature also has its own type of community. So in this is very creative. I've given some paint and I've given a brush and I've given them a terracotta pot. It's properly wrapped. Yeah, and I give them a terracotta pot in my hole. So you can first paint it up if you want to, and you can keep grains and water for squirrels and birds to come and eat from. So your ecosystem, your community will be very happy at that time. And last but not the least, as a small maybe contribution from your side, there is an envelope with my address on it. So whenever you consume fruits, you can dry the seeds and then you can post it to me. And you can keep it in this and write the seed name so I know which seed you're selling.
So this is something that you are selling?
Yeah, so some people I give it, and this is more what I sell because there are different charges which take to create all these things and source them. But I think this is very necessary for people to have because see, when I connected with people, while plantation, I saw they're ignorant, they need help. I took sessions. But then they told that how do I get that hands-on experience with that soil, with Mother Nature? Some people told I live in apartments. Some people told I don't know how to do it only. Some people told I don't have proper materials. So I created this kit especially for them, through which with minimum materials they can create an ecosystem, and this will be a great start, and later on they can move on. So I even give them a quick guide.
Wow.
You have thought of everything. You really have. You know, one of the other things that I was talking to Prasiddhi about is adding her to our speakers page, because she does this. She speaks for groups and other people, and I'm going to do that. But you made me think of something that I'm going to add this week to my site, something brand new I've never had before. I want to have a whole area for social movements driven by students, because I've met a couple students like yourself that are just doing some incredible things to drive happiness, or help feed people, or help educate them in some way or another. And I think it's time to add that to the site. So I'm very excited about having you up there as our first person on our site under social movements led by students. So very excited. This is great. So what do those, I know that you said you give some of those away, but you also sell those, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And are those on your
my website, and over there you'll get.
Yeah, I was looking at how will somebody find it on your website? What menu option do they go to find those kits?
When you open my website, there'll be a carousel, and the first page of it will be get the GC now, so you can just click it.
Okay.
So first, you can either contact me, or so I'll take you through the process. And now I'm working on a digital option as well.
So where do you ship those? Because I know shipping can be quite expensive outside of your own country. So are you just selling them within your country, or are you actually shipping those out?
So right now I'm open to all, and that's why I've given my contact number over there. Because when you contact me, wherever you are, and however you want, we can make the arrangements accordingly. Sometimes if it goes too high, you need to. Sometimes, not always, because if it gets too high, you need to give half of the charges for that, so it's usually included. And if it's not high and it's like very nominal, we don't ask.
I think this would be a really neat thing for like teachers to do, where they got these kits for their students. I mean, what a great way to kick off, like, what's our upcoming?
Arbor Day.
Yeah, that would be excellent. I don't know if you do Arbor Day in India. Do you?
Okay. So if you know any school, or maybe in the foreign or abroad, or if you know someone who's interested in this, you can make me connect with them, and probably we could work out something together.
That would be fantastic.
So actually several people, just like how you questioned me that this is amazing, how do you think about all this stuff? Several people say me that, and I think the biggest inspiration from where I get to do this is actually nature. So first I want to ask you all a quick question, that because you've been asking me so many questions, I want to ask one as well. That in your terms, what is technology? Julie auntie, Jake uncle.
What is technology?
I mean, I think of technology as, and this is probably a very naive view of it, but as pieces, parts, electronics, metal.
Okay.
And I know I'm wrong, but that's what I think of when I think of technology.
Okay.
I think technology is anything that is not found naturally in nature, something that people made. So at one point, fire was high technology. The wheel was high technology. Now we have electronics as technology, but that would be my definition of technology. Why did you ask?
I'm going to tell you that why did I ask? That I asked you for a reason, of course. So in my way, applications which help us solve problems is technology, which make our lives more comfortable. But from where do we get the inspiration to create these applications which help us solve problems? Nature. Nature inspired us to create these applications, in my thought process actually. Because birds taught us how to fly, beavers taught us how to create dams, termites taught us how to create big infrastructures, and then now I'm sure you all might be knowing that we have WWW, World Wide Web, which was created by Tim Berners-Lee. But then 370 million years ago, when trees took birth on Earth, there was another WWW, Wood Wide Web. So this is moreover a connection between all the trees through roots that can connect with each other, pass the nutrients. And there is a whole big world we are not aware of, where magically trees can talk, trade, and reward one another. Because we might just think they are a lonely standing tree, but ground beneath our feet, there's so much we are not aware of. So that's there. And now if I said you that there is a seed in your hand, you wait for like 1 hour, will it grow into a tree? Or I mean maybe a small shoot or something. Maybe even for 2 days, 3 days, will it grow?
No, it just sit there.
What do you think, Julia?
I don't know. The warmth of your hand might help start sprouting it. I don't know.
No.
You need
No?
Yes. Okay. It won't happen. But
Okay.
the reason is it understands if it is your soil, if it is the soil, or it is your hand, because it has sensors in it. Basically, it's that coating which you see more over on seeds. Those are nothing but those sensors, and when they go inside the soil, they get removed because they know that they are in the right atmosphere which they require. So they can sense that. So they have the sense of atmosphere. Did we tell the seeds that grow your roots down and grow your shoots up? We didn't tell them anything, but they have the sense of direction. So this Industry 4.0, then IoT, sensors, AI, several of this is actually inspired by nature. I see that Julie auntie is convinced by what I'm saying, but Jake uncle is not. So a little bit, I think. So I think that right now there are these autonomous vehicles, self-driving cars, which we have achieved and we have not achieved, where we are still trying to cope up with it and understand with it. But I think nature already has it in the safety part. Now, have you ever wondered, a colony of ants coming from 2 different directions, why do they not bump in each other? Why do they not crash in each other? The reason is of the wireless pheromones network, which is a chemical reaction through which non-verbally they can connect with each other and tell that I'm coming and pass the information, through which they don't have those accidents between them. So I found several such inspirations, and I even created my own inspirations like trees, bees, and seas. And I keep absorbing because I think if we want to learn, there is learning everywhere around us. It's just that we need to learn from it.
Okay. You told me you were in what grade?
I'm in 4th.
No.
Surely you did not learn all of this at school. Where are you learning all of this?
I am 9 years old. I learn it from nature.
I know, but
And
is it self-study, or are you enrolling in classes to learn this? Or are your parents horticulturalists? Or how do you know? How did you learn so much? And not at 9, because you started doing this way before 9. You were talking about when you were 6. You probably did something before that too.
well, I actually started connecting with nature by this. Okay, I'd like to narrate a small story, a very small story. I was young. I was a toddler. I was going, not toddler actually, like 1.5 maybe, and I was in play school. I was in the garden, and I saw that there was something falling from the sky. I was like, "What is it? Is it some gift from the angel? Is it something the sky threw for me? Is it from the tree? What is it?" I quickly kept it in my pocket, and I went for the snacks break. Then I waited for my parents to come. I quickly jumped in their lap and I asked them that what is it? And to increase my imagination, they told that this is a magical pond. All you have to do is plant it in the soil, give it water, and you'll see the magic. So I did that, and believe me, the entire night I was not able to sleep. The next morning, I saw there was nothing. I went angrily, trudging with my feet to my mother. "Nothing happened. You told me magic will happen." She told, "If you'll not be patient, you'll become a patient. You need to wait for the magic to come." And after a week, I saw a small shoot coming, and I was like, "What is this?" My curiosity was totally open. So I started seeing, learning, understanding. And then I evolved on reading, looking at nature, and joining my observations. So that's how I ended up learning all this.
That's incredible. You know, there's a lot of people that we know, I think, that would like to know you more, because I think you would help them in their endeavors. I don't know if she's ever met Taylor, but I can see that she is somebody that should connect with him, Jake, because I think that she could help him as he's going into different areas, trying to develop sustainable food sources for different communities. That this is one way to do it, by, starting a forest and starting a fruit farm within that forest.
I would love to connect.
Yeah, we will make sure we connect you.
I think right now we're speaking, and now we'll go in action mode.
Yes, I like that.
Very good. Very good.
You're an incredible individual, and I am so proud to have met you and to have heard your story. And I can't wait to help push your story out farther and farther, and get you the help, and not even just the help, it's just get more people behind what you're doing and understanding it and believing it, and being evangelists for nature and making things happen.
Yeah,
that'll be a great support.
Very good. Any parting thoughts before we end this podcast today?
Could you just repeat what you said?
Sure. Anything else you'd like to share?
I like to say a quick line, because I think for the people who want to do something and saw me and are like, I also want to do something like that. I wanted to say, dream high, higher than the sky, think deep, deeper than the ocean, and act like trees, bees, and seas. And just don't think out of the box, act out of the box.
Yes, very nice. Very good. Excellent. Very inspired. And so I just want you to know that because you've been on our podcast doesn't mean you can't come back. When you have something new and exciting to share, we want you to come back and share it again.
Definitely.
So we can share it with our global audience too. Right. Thank you so much. I just wanted to do a couple really quick reminders. I will actually, before I do that, Prasiddhi, remind us of your website name again.
www.prasidhiforest.org.
And spell
So
Prasiddhi.
PRASIDDHI and FOREST.org.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. And we'll stay on afterwards and I'll collect all of those URLs and your social media, and then I can include them in the podcast. So a couple
I loved connecting with you, Jake, Uncle, and Julie, Auntie, and I really look forward to creating action and making an impact.
Yes.
And I love to do a plantation with you.
That sounds wonderful. I need a plantation. Trees make me feel very good. So that would be very good for me.
Definitely.
Right. Just a couple quick reminders before we close the show. Again, April 23rd and 24th is the Global Innovation Field Trip. Join us there. If you want to be a presenter, you need to get your registration in quickly because we're filling up fast. And all you have to do is go to globalinnovationfieldtrip.org to learn more and to complete your online registration. And if you aren't in for presenting this time and want to be a listener, just go out to our YouTube channel, and that's available also on our globalinnovationfieldtrip.org website, and you can tune in April 23rd and 24th. And Jake, that starts at what time GMT?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe that it's going to be 4 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, the 23rd. But also, since this podcast is going to be watched by people weeks and months and probably even years into the future, we're going to have we have 4 gifts every year. So if it's too late for the April one, by the time you see this, there'll be another one in July, and another one in October, and another one in January. So just go to the Innovation World site and you'll see the dates and you'll find out the next one coming up.
Very good. And then reminder also that you can go to innovationworld.org to sign up for the Education Challenge. That's a challenge for students 9 through 18 from anywhere in the world. And you come in as an individual to the challenge, and you'll be teamed up with other students by us across the world for this effort. And I think it's for this program, it's 4 Saturdays that you meet. And then the 5th Saturday is a celebration and recognition ceremony. And then also the National Innovator Challenge, which kicked off this week for US innovators of ideas, apps, or prototypes. We welcome students to participate. Go on to the Innovation World website to find out more about that too. And thank you all for joining us for the Innovation World podcast series, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us today for the Innovation World podcast. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.